he visits this warehouse, and this warehouse is in heaven, I guess. It doesn't necessarily say that it is, but the individual that he visits there is the archangel Gabriel. So let's assume that it is. And he's standing there and he's looking at this space that he cannot see any walls. He cannot see the ceiling. And as far as he can tell, this space goes on forever and ever. And it has no ceiling. And this space is filled with pictures of children. It's filled with bicycles, coats, jackets, washing machines, dryers. It's filled with all of these things. One of the things that he comes across is a stool that just has a stack of papers on it like this, and he's thumbing through those papers. And he asked Gabriel, what is this? And he says, well, the first page that you came across is a cure for pancreatic cancer. It's a cure for liver cancer. It's a cure for colon cancer. One of the other math equations that you looked at is a machine that would enable somebody who's blind, even born blind, to be able to see. There's another invention in there that would create spinal tissue that would enable somebody who is paralyzed to walk again. There's the cure to the common cold. There's all these things that exist in this space, and he's frustrated. And he gets his picture, and he's holding it in his hand, and there's this little boy and little girl. And Gabriel shares the name with them. And David Ponder says, I've always liked those names. Matter of fact, if my daughter, if she would have been, if we would have had a boy when she was born, we were going to name him Jeremy. Well, one of the individuals in the picture is Jeremy. And if we had another daughter, her name would be, and I forget, and it's the name of the other person in the picture. And then David's like, but we wanted to have a big family, but we never had these children because we couldn't afford to have more children. Now, earlier in the story, David Ponder asked Gabriel, why are all these things here? And Gabriel's response was circumstances. They're here because of circumstances. Well, he's frustrated. He's like, what does that mean? Well, now he's looking at the picture and he's explaining why he didn't have a big family, and he got it. He's like, oh my gosh. Circumstances caused us not to have a larger family. The picture I'm looking at is of my son, my daughter, who were never born because of circumstances. All of these things that exist in this space, and Gabriel finally gives in and he says, this place is where everything that never was existed. In other words, all of these things that exist in this space were meant to be, but they didn't come into existence because the person who was supposed to bring them into existence gave up because of circumstances. And it's sad when you think about it, and it's kind of scary. And if you are like me, you think someplace like this even exists. I mean, it's real. There's got to be someplace like this that exists, because if you look at time the way God looks at time, the same yesterday, today, and forever, omnipotent, omnipresent, at the beginning of time, at the end of time, at the same time, everything exists now. Whether it comes into existence in our world or not is up to us. And the greatest tragedy in life is not that we fail, it's that we almost succeed, and there we are. What were you meant to do in your life? Why are you here? What is the difference that you're going to make? And are you going to give up? How long can you quit until you give up? Now, I realize that it's Wednesday. I didn't lose track of time. I realized that today is script and role play practice. And I hope that it's okay that I called an audible. And the reason that I did, right or wrong, I don't know. Somebody needed to hear this message. Maybe it's you. But you know, I'm going to go back to Victoria yesterday. When I first started working with Victoria, she had done $4.2 million in the previous year. In her first year, in her fourth year of being a realtor, okay, not a real estate agent with a particular company. In her fourth year of being a realtor, she went from 4.2 million to $11.2 million. Now, the reason I'm sharing that with you is because if she can, you can. What's stopping you? What are the obstacles that stand between where you are and where you want to be? You know, I talk to real estate agents every day and I hear the same thing over and over again. The market's shifting. There's fewer homes that are selling. It's hard to find listings. It's just hard to be a real estate agent right now. Yeah, Gina, it's recorded. It is. It's on my Facebook page. These are private recordings, but I made that one public. Thank you, Victoria, for allowing me to do that. And I talk to agents every day who are struggling. So I know it's hard to be a real estate agent right now, but here's what else I know. I have this group of agents that I meet with every day, and I'm looking at my screen right now, and Scott Morris is in that group. Tulio is in that group. By the way, keep your eyes on that guy. He's on a journey to do great things. Kim Crouch is in that group. Victoria is in that group. And what we do every day is we start the day with, what are your wins from the day before? What are your big rocks for today? And it's 15 minutes. It's a huddle. Huddles are not supposed to be long, okay? And I'm just keeping tabs as I'm listening today, and I'm listening to how many new opportunities are these guys working on? How many buyer opportunities do they have? How many new listing opportunities do they have? And it's not a running total. It's since yesterday. And 5 agents had 7 new opportunities in 24 hours. What you focus on expands. Now, we start every day with gratitude for what went well yesterday. We do this intentionally because it's the greatest, strongest emotion that you can have is gratitude. So let's celebrate our wins. And then we focus on, what are the big rocks for today? What needs to happen in order for me to win the day? And now that we are clearly focused, we go get it. And 24 hours later, there's 7 new opportunities. Now, every single one of you have an opportunity to take your real estate business wherever you want to go. I got a call from an agent yesterday. I'm scanning to see if he's here before I talk about him. He's not. I got a call from an agent yesterday that I've been talking to for 3 years. For 3 years, I've been trying to encourage this guy to get in business with me. And for 3 years, he wouldn't listen. And I get a call yesterday and he says, I'm stuck and I need your help. Now, here's why I'm bringing that up. It takes courage to do that. As real estate agents, we have pride. As people, we have pride. And one of the hardest things to do is to reach out to someone else and say, I'm in trouble and I need your help. If that's you, pick up the phone today and call someone and tell them, I need your help. Better yet, be the person that checks in on your co-professionals, other real estate agents, your clients. Just ask them, how are you doing? You're going to hear all the normal answers that you normally hear. I want you to follow it up with, how are you really doing? What can I help you with today? You're going to hear nothing. Everything is going well. I want you to follow it up with, if there was something I can help you with, what would it be? And then do it. You have an opportunity to make a difference in somebody's life, who will make a difference in somebody's life, who will make a difference in somebody's life, who will make a difference in somebody's life. It's the butterfly effect. Now, I'm sure there's a few of you who are wondering, okay, what time did John get up and how much coffee did he drink? And I thought I was logging into a real estate group coaching call and I'm in church. How did that happen? I don't do this every day, but I hope it's okay. I did it today. And if you didn't like any of this, come back, because I don't do this very often. All right, talk to me, guys. What's going on?
I'm just gonna say amen.
Thank you,
Give us
Scott.
some of that John Church.
Thanks, Scott.
I think there's a couple of us that could have used that today.
Life is hard, isn't it, Scott?
Oh yeah, and it's sneaky too. What was the quote you said about something is a slow death?
You know, it's interesting because I was just thinking of that, and I think sometimes we're losing so slowly that it feels like we're winning. And if you're not paying attention, and Scott's one of the agents who's part of my group, and in a coaching call the other day, I asked him, "Where's your scoreboard?" Right, Scott?
That's correct.
What did you tell me? I'm putting you on the spot. I'm sorry.
No, go for it. No, that's how we grow. We can't
Yeah.
grow without being uncomfortable, right? My answer to that was what scoreboard?
Right.
So
Right.
that day, I just started with an Excel spreadsheet basically, and I put it together with all my deals and the buys and the sells, and I texted it to you the next morning.
Good.
And yeah, it's good to focus on your numbers, because you know where energy goes, success flows, you know.
There you go. Write that down, guys. So Scott, here's what I want you to do. You know, that beautiful wall behind you with your pictures and the fish and everything else. I'm not suggesting you take any of that down, but I want you to find space somewhere in that office and put that spreadsheet on a whiteboard and put that whiteboard up on the wall so that you can look at the scoreboard every day. The scoreboard lets you know where you are right now. Now you know where you want to go, and the difference between the two is the gap. Now, what are the obstacles that are keeping you from being where you are? In other words, what do you need to do in order to close the gap? All right, I'm going to share something with you that all of you could do. Every single one of you can, and unfortunately, not every single one of you will. Please don't take that the wrong way. If you're going to take it anyway, I want you to take it as a challenge. I was thinking about this morning, and I was thinking for, you know, Victoria iconed in year number 4, right? So that means that 3, Victoria, 3. She iconed in year number 3. She's going to make sure I get that right. Thank you, Victoria. She iconed in year number 3. And I was thinking, you know, for the agents who are part of this call, who are part of EXP, and this call is broker agnostic. So don't hear me having a recruiting conversation, because I'm not. But I started asking myself, Victoria, you know, what percentage of the agents with EXP icon every year? What percent? What's the number? I bet Victoria knows the answer. Monica laughs at me when I don't know the answers to this. She's like, don't you think you should read the manual so you know a little bit more about this company you're working with. I said, I'm too busy recruiting people to it to learn more about the company. It's supposed to be a joke. What's the percentage, Victoria?
It's 2%.
Okay. Wow. Now, do you want to know how to icon? Here it is. Take 2 listings every month. That's it. Take 2 seller listings every month. That's it. Now, when you do that, you're going to take 24 seller listings. And in today's market, 24 out of 24 should sell. But even if it's only 20, now for every seller listing you get, you should get 1 buyer that you could, from all the leads that you get from these listings, that you're converting to a buyer who's working with you. So 20 seller listings, 24 seller listings means 24 buyers. If 20 of them buy a home, you just sold 40 homes. 2 seller listings every month, and you're going to icon. That's it. You don't have to make this difficult. It's not. Now, let me put it in dollar cents, so dollar terms, so that if that's not a part of your world, if you want to build a business that pays you $300,000-$400,000 a year in gross commission income, take 2 seller listings every month. That's it. Now, like I said, every one of you can, not every one of you will. And you know, as I'm looking at agents that are in this group that I know, that I've been working with for years, like Lance Randall. When I first started working with Lance Randall, his business was here, and today his business is here. And he's built this massively successful real estate business. And I know as he's listening to me, he's like, 2 listings a month isn't enough for me, John. I get it. Then you want to make $1 million in real estate commissions. Cool. Close $33.5 million in volume, and you'll make $1 million in GCI. 33.5 million in volume, and you'll make $1 million GCI. Now, if your average price point is $500,000, just to make the math easy, that's 67 closings. Now, if you want to close 67 sales, you're going to need 38 seller listings, 3.5 a month, 4 a month. Make it 4 a month, and you're going to make it. Take 4 seller listings every month, and you're going to make $1 million GCI. Now that sounds simple, doesn't it? And if it's simple, why doesn't everybody do it?
Because it sounds simple and it ain't easy.
There you go, Clarissa. Thank you for that.
I have a question, John.
Talk to me.
Well, a statement and a question. I so needed this, and I'll call you later to let you know what I'm doing, what I'm stepping out in faith and doing.
Yeah.
But you said, you asked a question. I'm sorry, I'm driving, but what is it that I can do for you? What are your exact words?
What can I do for you? I know you're going to hear nothing. Everything is okay. I want you to respond to that with, if I could do something for you, what would it be?
If I could do something.
When you ask somebody how you are, and Clarissa, you know, you can testify to this because you worked in the same office as me for 5 years. If I walked into you in the hallway, I would ask you, how are you doing? If you responded like everybody else responds, I would respond with, no, how are you really doing?
Yeah.
Because most people, when they ask you, how are you doing? They don't really care. It's just, how are you doing? I'm good. Me too. Move on. I'm getting a cup of coffee. You too. Life is good. Let's go. Meanwhile, they're falling apart inside, but they're not going to tell you.
Okay. Thank you. And I did need to hear this, John. Thank you.
All right. It's my pleasure. I'll close with this. for the record, I don't care what real estate company you work for. I don't care about the company. The only reason I'm where I'm at is because the platform allows me to do what I want to do. That's it. There is no other reason. Here's what I care about. I care about you. I care about Randy. I care about Charlene. I care about Daryl, even though he doesn't have his name on his screen right now. So you guys, you think that he's resident creator. Okay. And Nathan, I don't see Nathan this morning, but why am I pointing them out? Because this group of agents lives in Los Angeles, California, and they're on this call every day, and they're all in the same brokerage, and it's not mine. But I care about these guys. I love these guys. I absolutely want them to be massively successful. The reason I show up every day here is for you guys. It's not for the company you work for. I don't care about them. All right. Sermon's over. Plates in the back. Drop your tithe on the way out the door, and I'll see everybody tomorrow morning. Make it a great day.
Thank you, John.
All right, thanks, John.
My pleasure.
Thank you, John, so much.
Thanks, John.
Thank you.
Thank
Have
you,
a great
John.
day, everyone.
Thank you, John.
You know, John, we have some more people on the call now from our office. We have Deborah and Manny.
Who else?
Raul
Deborah and
Lozano.
Manny. Oh yeah, and
Manuel!
Hi, John. How are you?
Guys, I'm moving to Los Angeles. I don't know what to tell you. I can work from anywhere in the United States. No, Tulio, I'm kidding. Tulio lives down the street from me. He's like, don't do that. I'll see you guys tomorrow morning. Love you guys. Make it a great day. Go get him, Manuel.
I will.
All right, buddy.